Sir, there is trouble in the trucking industry. You know, those big trucks that haul all of our goods.
Now a harsh new reality is setting in for many long haulers.
Some have described this as bad as the Great Recession.
While many economists ponder whether a recession is on the horizon, the trucking industry says it's already dealing with one of its own. It's called a freight recession.
Alarm bells going off inside the trucking industry.
A major trucking company with Tennessee ties has slammed the brakes on its operations, laying off 30,000 workers.
The demand for goods has softened. Now we're in a situation where there are too many trucks for available loads.
How is this freight recession impacting your business?
It's not looking good right now.
Nationwide slowdown of freight.
Yeah, it's been a really difficult start for 2023.
What's up, guys? It's Stuart here. It's been so long. It's nice to see you. Nice to be back. And I'm going to be back for a long time. I've been working on a lot. I'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to go over what this video is going to be about. I'm bringing to you my numbers for the last 3 months. When you see on the news, we're in a freight recession, that helps out absolutely nobody. It doesn't answer any of your questions whatsoever. The only thing it does is might scare you out of taking a little bit of a risk in your life. So who is this going to help? Well, if you're a company driver for Swift or Old Dominion or any of the other thousands of trucking companies out there, and you've been thinking, I wonder how much you can make in Hotshot. This video is going to answer that question through numbers, so you can compare it to your situation. This video is going to be good for brokers to see what carriers are taking freight for. This video is going to be good for shippers to see if you're getting taken advantage of by your broker. This video is going to answer a lot of questions, and I hope that you guys find a lot of value in it. And if you do, it's free. Just click the like button. It'll help the channel out, and it will help get this video out to a lot of people that might want that question answered. With that being said, let's get into my numbers in Hotshot, and let's see if it's a good decision for you. All right, guys, I have my Excel spreadsheet open right behind me. Before I go into it, I just want to let you know all of these numbers are with my 53-foot step deck and my F550. I started my F550 with 0 miles. So after I show you what's on my Excel spreadsheet, we're gonna go over and check out what's on my odometer. Every single mile is accounted for because I know I got it with 0 miles, and I know what my mileage is right now. We're gonna be able to do some quick math and figure out how much money I kept out of that $76,688. All right, guys, welcome to the Excel spreadsheet. I just wanna go over how I have it organized so you can understand what's going on here. The green and the blue were on my trailer at once. The red lines were dedicated, or it was the only thing on my trailer from pickup to drop off. So for example, these first 2 loads coming from Farmington, Missouri and Villa Rica, Georgia, going to Florida. That was one run down to Florida from Missouri. Then once I got to Florida, I came up out of there with a load and grabbed something in Georgia on my way to Missouri. So these 2 loads were on my trailer. Something coming out of Florida for $1 or for 95 cents, and then I added $2.16. And then each of those loads were on my trailer for this amount of miles. All right. So for example, another example, Missouri, 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 right here. Colorado, Colorado, Colorado. Those were on my trailer all at once. I crossed the country from Missouri to Colorado. So these miles were kind of compounded. So yeah, it's not like you can add all those miles together and then that's how many miles I drove. No, because these were all overlapping throughout Kansas and Missouri and part of Colorado. But what you can do is go on, if you are going into Hotshot, okay, you may not know this, you can go to Google Maps and you can hit add a stop, add a stop, add a stop, add a stop. Go ahead and go to Google Maps and type in St. Peters, Missouri, St. Genevieve, Missouri, Sikeston, Missouri, and then type in my destinations and then place them in an order on Google Maps that makes the most sense, okay? Because that's probably how I drop them off and pick them up. I did the route that took the least amount of miles. And then add up my gross for that trip, and then take the gross divided by what Google says the mileage would be for all these stops, pickups, and drop-offs. And that's what my rate per mile for that trip was. Now, coming out of Colorado, it was a little bit more difficult. $2,000, $1.72 a mile from Colorado to Smyrna, Tennessee, which is a little bit south of Nashville. It was the only thing on my trailer. That's what these red lines are for. So, what do you want to know? What I think would be important is notice that direct customers, okay? Everything I take is off the load boards. I mean, not everything, but most of the things I take are off the load boards. I mean, truckstop.com is the load board I use. If you are watching this video and you use a different load board and you're seeing that maybe, you know, I'm not getting the best loads, go ahead and comment. I'll definitely read that and I'll respond to that. I would love to have another load board, because what happened right here in Colorado for $1.72 coming out of there all the way to Tennessee, and that's like one of those things where it was probably like a Wednesday night. It was like a Wednesday. I want to drop Friday so I don't have to hold it on my trailer all weekend. So sometimes you get pressured into taking these loads because of time. But all of this is off the load boards, guys. Yes, I have a direct customer here. I have some direct customer loads that I did down here where it says Y. Yes, the Y equals yes, then N equals no. Something else I want to point out is broker numbers. So if it's 6 digits, if it's under 1 million, that means that they've been around for a decent amount of time. My MC number is 1,400,000 and some change. So those are going to be people that are older or newer than me. And so I don't really want to work with someone that's been in the industry less time than I have. Of course, I'll work with some people that are in the millions, but very far and few in between. Let's see. Okay, this is a good example. I didn't have 5 things on my trailer all at once. Nampa, Idaho to Lakeland, Florida was the route, okay? It was 76 cents. That's not good, right? It's not a good rate. But this $1.05, okay? These aren't what you would say are good rates. Actually, people are going to probably be in the comments saying, stop taking cheap freight. Well, I don't call that cheap freight. I call that smart freight. So I have a step deck on my trailer. I put 76 cents on that going from Nampa, Idaho to Florida. So that 76 cents, that's my base. Now I have a 43-foot trailer, which is 3 feet bigger than all other Hotshots, going all the way to Florida. That's empty. So then I put $1 on my trailer. Let me tell you something. For this load in particular right here, they wanted an empty 40-foot trailer. I told them I had an empty 40-foot trailer. I got there. I'll throw a clip of it up on the screen. It was a half of a pallet, okay? A half of a pallet for $1 going across the country. Now, would you call that cheap freight or smart freight? Because it didn't even take up like 2 feet of my trailer. It was like almost non-existent. Anyways, that allowed me to go to Bailey, Colorado and pick up a tractor and what I'll tell you right here. a tractor, and a Mercedes-Benz. So you can imagine that I had 4 items on my trailer, but this $1.76 didn't take up anything, which allowed me to get $3.40. And I was going 600 miles. That's pretty decent, guys. Once I dropped this off in Bailey, Colorado, now I consider this one trip right here, because once I dropped this Bailey, Colorado load off, then I picked up in Missouri. So I dropped off in Topeka, Kansas, picked up in Kansas City, went to West Paducah, dropped off, and then picked up in Mayfield, Kentucky, and then continued down to Georgia, and then eventually made that drop in Lakeland, Florida. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. I'm going to put a PDF link in the description. You can print this off, dissect it. You can pause the video, go over to Google and map everything out and look at my routes that I'm taking. You could probably learn something from that. The dates over here, just one thing I want to touch on before we go over the fun numbers is I wasn't out for 3 months, okay? There was times where I took off a week here, I took off a week there. Most weekends I was home. I plan it like that. Okay, so I grossed over the time I've had my truck, $76,688, okay? The mileage on my truck is 32,812 miles, I'm pretty sure. But I just put 32,800. I have an average for every single mile that I've driven, no matter if I went to Chick-fil-A, no matter if I went to a hotel, no matter if I deadheaded 500 miles home, it doesn't matter. When you divide what I grossed and what my truck has on the odometer right now, every single mile, I got paid $2.34 for. So then what you're going to want to do is CPM. That's my cost per mile. I want to subtract $1.44 from my average rate per mile is $2.34. And that gets me to 90 cents per mile profit. Okay, this is after my truck payment, trailer payment, fuel, insurance, oil changes, DEF, tires, windshield wiper fluid, everything, okay? Hotels, sometimes. I account for 4 hotels a week, but I actually took my back seat out, and you guys will see that in the next video. Let's see here. So I'm getting 90 cents a mile. So let's break out the calculator, okay? This is the fun part, guys. Semi-truck drivers, go to a truck stop, ask them how much they're getting. This is not to be mean or this is not negative. I'm only giving the information. I would say most semi-truck drivers are anything from 55 to 70 cents. So let's do on the high end, 70 cents. So if I'm getting 90 cents a mile, profit. They're getting 70, and I'm paying off my equipment too. So I have that going for me. And I'm aging my trucking company, and I'm building relationships. So there's a bunch of stuff that goes along with that. Oh, and I have a LLC, and most truckers are W-2 employees that are in a company truck. And so I get all the tax breaks associated with that, which I will elaborate on in another video. But just for this video, let's say they get paid 70 cents profit. I'm making 90 cents profit. I'm getting paid 20 cents more per mile. So 20 cents, boom. 20 cents times, let's say we on average drive 10,000 miles a month, which comes out to about 120,000 miles a year. I'm making $24,000 more than them, okay? Along with all the other benefits, $24,000 more than them a year. And I'm just in a Hotshot setup. Even worse, if you are not getting 70 cents, okay? Let's say you're profiting let's do something crazy like 54 cents. I hear that all the time. 54 cents, even non-CDL Hotshots, let's say they're, getting average $1.54 for every single mile they drive, which they probably will fight me on that. But if they do the odometer thing, which accounts for every single mile I drive, they'd be surprised. So let's say they get but semi-truck drivers, 0.54 cents per mile profit. And I'm getting 90 cents a mile profit. The difference between that is 36 cents. Okay, let's just do it from the top. 0.90 is what I get paid minus 0.55. Let's do 55 cents is what they get paid. The difference is 35 cents. Let's multiply that by 120,000 miles a year. I'm getting paid $42,000 more per year. Okay. Let's see here. If my boss went up to me and said, hey, if you go get this $1,000 license called a CDL, I'll give you a $52,000 or a $42,000 a year raise. And the license only costs $1,000. I would say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So why doesn't everybody do that? Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't know how. But if you don't know how, you can go to the babylinehotshot.com website and I will teach you how. I'll tell you how. And that little investment will make you so much more money. It baffles me why anybody would do non-CDL Hotshot. And I started out non-CDL Hotshot, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And now that I do know what I do know, I'm sharing the information. All right, guys, I want to keep this video as short as possible, so I'm going to let you go. But if you did make it this far, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out, and it will get the video out to many more people that need to see this information to make the best decision for their financial situation. So until next time, guys, peace.